as you found your way to Mortgage Sense, a common sense approach to mortgages. And if you've ever thought that you needed a CPA, you needed somebody to take care of your taxes, if you're wondering, is that important? Then you need to listen to this episode. Again, my name is Kevin Blair, and man, I have got a dear, dear friend of mine. You know, I'm going to call him a friend, but he's also saved me a bunch of money, which that makes him one of my best friends. Chris Cloud, how are you, sir?
Oh, Kevin, thank you so much. That was a wonderful intro. I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Chris is with Cloud Business Services. Did I say that right?
You did. Absolutely.
All I know is I just give him all my crap at the end of the year, and he fixes it, and he says, okay, you're getting this or you're paying this. But Chris, tell us who you are. You know, because here's the thing. I've always said I started this podcast. It started with the radio show 10 years ago, and 6 years ago we turned it into a podcast. But we have completely revamped what we're doing because I've always been about information. Okay,
right.
I've always been about putting out great information. I'm a student of success. I like interviewing people that are successful. I like interviewing people that can add benefit to our client base. Okay. But most importantly, people do business with who they like, know, and trust.
Absolutely.
Right? So 100%. Tell us, who is Chris Cloud?
So I am 58 years old. I have been in the accounting bookkeeping realm for about 27 years. I'm a Florida boy that migrated north. I've been in Chattanooga, Tennessee since I'm dating it. I think it's 77 or something like that. A long time I've been here. But, I started Cloud Business Services back in 2017 because I had been working in various industries, in the accounting world. The finance director for a medical management company. I was the controller for a heavy construction equipment sales company. But I love the interaction with people. That is my passion. I love that. I love the consulting aspect of it. I did it in prior jobs when I was at another CPA firm. And so in 2017, I said, you know what, I'm going to start this bookkeeping company. I enjoy that. And so I've created this concierge bookkeeping company.
Nice.
That's bookkeeping and consulting that helps the business owner free up time. Because at the end of the day, you don't have that time, right? What can you do to better serve? Just like you got through telling me before we came on the air, go back to what made you successful, right? And
That's
doing
right.
The back office stuff isn't making you successful. So why don't you partner with somebody that's their expertise, right? So I can come in and create a plan, curtail it to the needs of the business owner that allows them to do whatever it is that they want to do.
What we got in business to do.
Right. Have fun. If you want to go spend time with your kids or your wife or ride the motorcycle like you like to do and not have to worry about 2 hours every day spending on working on bookkeeping. You've got somebody that's handling that back office stuff, manages those numbers so that you can make better business decisions. You can't go out and get a loan if you don't have financials. One of my big taglines is get out of the shoebox. Because if a business owner is still throwing all their receipts in that box, and at the end of the day or the end of the year, they go, hey, here's my stuff. What bank's going to go, okay, I'll put it all together? They're not going to do that, right? Nope. So they want numbers from you that they can sit there and look at and know that are right, know that are correct and efficient and all of those things so that they can go, hey, Kevin, you need to borrow some money. Your numbers look amazing. Who did that for you, right? And so those are those situations that I love. I love taking a company that you say, hey, I'm about to start a company. What do I need to do? Because most business, it's overwhelming. When you start a company and then you dive into all those things that, what do I have to do? All my licenses, the registrations, not only with the Tennessee Department of Revenue and Secretary of State and local, I mean, all those things, you didn't know that going, I'm going to get taxed here, here, and here, and I got to do X, Y, and Z. So partner with somebody that can help it.
And all of a sudden we're bogged down in the minutia that has nothing to do with our business.
Well, there's a due date. I mean, almost every month, the beginning of the year, of trying to get something taken care of. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to do your business, much less trying to sit there and figure out payroll tax returns, 1099s, W-2s, business tax, tangible personal property tax, and then your tax filings on top of that. There's just so much minutia, just like you said. And find somebody that can help you do that eliminates that off your plate.
All right. So, man, that's a mouthful right there.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And what you've done with Sherry and I, because I'm a W-2 employee. Okay.
Sure.
But we actually started an LLC 3 years ago. We turned it into a Schedule C this past year with your help. And what you're helping us do, it's not just the bookkeeping services, but it's also the tax preparation. All right.
And I do that. And I partner with a local CPA that is another great friend of mine. I'm under his umbrella, and everything, again, gets looked at, gets reviewed. It's not just somebody that's out there on the side of the road going, hey, bring your stuff to me, I'll do your tax returns, right? It's legit. I mean, and so you make sure that you do all of those filing requirements so that everything is done accordingly to the law, so that you're doing your due diligence and making sure everything gets done.
Okay. So now, that being said, all right, so we've had this conversation a lot because what I love to do, I mean, my passion is I love working with people. All right.
Right.
I'm in an industry where we're dealing with their biggest purchase that they make when they're buying their homes or refinancing their homes or selling their homes. I have talked, and what really, really drives me and what has helped my business is the fact that I stay in constant contact with my past database, the people, I call them my families, the families that I have done business with.
Right.
And what's really been nice, Chris, is families doing their home purchases and refinances multiple times, but now I'm getting kids of the families that we put in homes 10, 12, 15 years ago that are sending their families back to us. Okay. So this idea of generational wealth, this idea of taking care of people's finances is very, very personal. And I've started this, and we've had this conversation a lot the last couple of years, but I really want to take action, is building a wealth management team of people that they can go to that are watching their money, whether they're watching their mortgage, whether they're watching their debts, whether they're watching their insurance, whether they're taking care of their taxes, or taking care of their monthly income. Okay. Right. And because we're not trained in those aspects. It's take my son, for example. He's a great dentist, okay? But all through dental school, there's very little business that's discussed, okay? And when I remember when he was taking his courses to get into dental school, I said, you've got to take business classes. Even if it's extra, it doesn't even go to it. You've got to take business classes to learn how to run a business, because the number one rule of any business, we got to make a profit.
Sure.
Because if we're not making a profit, what's the point? Okay. We can't do all those things that we want to do.
Right.
Okay. So I've partnered with you. I've sent you many of my realtor partners. You've come and talked to when I've had groups of realtor partners. Sure. Because the people that are listening to this are either realtors that are looking to find people like me, but they're our clients, people looking to buy homes. They need to be talking to you. What areas do you service?
You made a great comment right when we started, that you do business with those people that you know, you like, and you trust, right?
Right.
And if you trust somebody well enough, and you said it, I want to refer those people, my family, my other friends, the people I go to church with, the people that I work with, to you because they trust you with everything that they do, right? So if I have created that scenario and there's that transparency with what we both do, that you understand what's going on, I have laid it out so that we're both on the same page and we're in constant communication, because what I normally see is where people get dissatisfied is the lack of communication. Right. So, exactly. You can take it to, the nth degree, and then, that ball gets dropped. And then they feel like, one, they're not valued as a customer. So if this is something that's ongoing, with my clients that I deal with, I'm constantly talking to them every month. It's not just, hey, I'm going to hand you all my stuff, business owner, and then you're not going to see me for a month or a month and a half. And you still have hands-on. So it's not like when you say, hey, I want you to handle all that back office stuff, that, me as the business owner are going to just go, well, I'm just going to sit back and let him do it. No, you're still working your business. You're just having somebody that's taking care of that kind of stuff. So for me, I love small business is obviously my just go-to. That's my meat and potatoes. I love to get in the minutia with, I've got multiple realtor clients because they need that, because most of them are all, self-employed subcontractors, and they need to understand all of those nuances, not only for their numbers, but then when they deal with their tax stuff as well. It's different than W-2, totally different than that. So having the ability to have somebody that can just walk you from, A to Z and make sure everything is done like it needs to be done, to me is so invaluable. And for them, it gives them that peace of mind knowing I've got a trusted partner that is handling all of my stuff. And there's that transparency that I never have to worry that something's being done wrong.
And I will tell you, brother, and I can call you brother because you are a brother, what you have done for Sherry and I personally has been nothing short of amazing. And guys, when he talks about communication and constant communication, listen, I mean, Sherry has called him and called him and called him because, you know what, Chris, she handles it for me.
Right.
She handles it for me. And you have helped her so much over the last 2 or 3 years. This year was probably the easiest that we've had it because we know what we're doing. We now know. Of course, the list helps when we get that list of this is what we need.
Sure.
But you got her in such a great position with our books that it's made it so easy. And I can't thank you enough. I've got a question I want to ask you. Okay. So how long have you been doing this? 27, 28 years?
It's north of 25, 27, a long time. A long time. Okay. But I still love it. I still love that interaction.
Is there a defining moment in your career where you said, that's why I'm doing this? That's what makes me go. Is there a defining moment in your career?
That's an amazing question because, I did the same thing kind of like you. I worked W-2 jobs. So, you're working for somebody else and the ability to help grow that environment that you're in, you get to do that, but it's only to a certain level, right? You can only go so far with that unless you're in management or the owner of that industry or whatever. And so for me, when I made that step, for me, that was probably the hardest thing, is to go from, hey, I've kind of got this set thing, to now me going, hey, I want to start this on my own, and I'm going to get out of a comfort zone, and I'm either going to sink or I'm going to swim. Now, granted, there's still days that I need, I need to push myself. I need to push myself harder. I need to grow more. I think if you stop growing, you said it, you want to continue to learn. You want to continue to read things and watch things and listen to other people that have done it before so that you can get that knowledge. And so I think when you stop learning is when you start dying. And so for me, I guess the epiphany moment, I got into a networking group, and you kind of just sink or swim with that, right? Because you come into a group of people that are all there to help grow business. And, you come into a group and you don't know who they are for the most part, because you've been invited and you don't know anything about it. But for me, it was a way to not only it helped me in communicating with other people what I do, because if you're not a great public speaker, you're I don't know, right? I mean, I don't know how that rolls. And so the opportunity to be able to speak on a constant basis in front of that group that you then get to know is invaluable. And so for me, being able to transition into that, to really kind of feel where my niche was in helping small business, because most people, most people already have who they deal with. They're either using somebody or they're not. They have a CPA or they're doing it themselves. And so, you don't want to come in and just say, well, I want to take that person from you or whatever. I'm not trying to steal people. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But I guess at the end of the day, if I can create value for what I do for you as the business owner, and to something that you can't even put a price on, if you could go spend 4 hours more a week riding your motorcycle with your wife, can you put a price tag on that?
You can't.
You can't. If somebody wants to spend 2 more hours with their children, you can't. So if I can free up the ability for you to sit there and do more things that you want to do, and and trust that I'm going to make sure everything's taken care of, you can't put a value on that. So for that $300, $400, $500 a month that somebody may spend, depending on whatever they need, that's invaluable. I mean, that's a drop in the bucket for what they can get on the backside of it.
There you go. Well, Chris, number one, thank you for taking care of Sherry and I. Okay.
Well, you're welcome.
Number two, thank you for being a great trusted friend. Okay. I've really, really enjoyed getting to know you the last 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years, but it has been 5 years,
that is so hard to believe. Okay. And thank you. I appreciate the opportunity just to get out and talk, because more and more people need this. Small business needs a trusted advisor that can partner with them, not just somebody to try to come in and browbeat them, but they need somebody that they can walk hand in hand with, that can help them get to where they're wanting to get to.
Exactly. What's the best way for somebody to find you?
Okay, couple of ways. You can call me. My phone number, 423-888-6460, 888-6460, or you can get me, cloudbusinessservicestn.com. Again, cloudbusinessservices, plural, tn.com.
Fantastic. And guys, again, my name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. You go to our About page, which is right up here somewhere. Click a link, fill out a short form, and I will contact you directly. If you're interested in buying, selling, or refinance, or if you've got any friends, family, or coworkers that are looking to buy, sell, or refinance, please give us a call. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you need somebody if you know somebody that's living out of that shoebox, got all their receipts in a shoebox, that's looking to get a loan, go to Chris first before you come to me, because I ain't going through your shoebox, baby. It ain't gonna happen.
Let's go.
I need it in black and white. I need it just like it's supposed to be. Chris, brother, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you stand for.
Thank you, Kevin.
And all I'm going to the last thing I want to say, and then I'm going to turn this off, is, brother, you have outkicked your coverage, okay? With that one, okay?
I'm truly blessed. There's no doubt about it. I am blessed.
Right, have a great day, okay?
Hey, thank you, sir. Thanks for your time, Kevin.